Hi, I'm Danielle Gibson, and I'm going to show you some of the actions, origin, and insertions of the muscles on the head. First up, we have the epicranius frontalis. The epicranius frontalis is located on the glia aponeurotica. It inserts on the skin of the eyebrows and the root of the nose. The epicranius frontalis raises the eyebrow and wrinkles the forehead. Next up, we have the orbicularis oculi. The orbicularis oculi closes the eye tightly and is not involved in blinking. Next, we have the zygomaticus. The zygomaticus is located on the zygomatic bone. It inserts at the skin and muscles at the corner of the mouth, and it raises the corners of the mouth as in smiling. Then we have the orbicularis oris. The orbicularis oris closes and puckers the lips. Next up, we have the masseter. The masseter is located on the zygomatic arc and the maxilla. It inserts at the angle and ramus of mandible, and it closes the jaw and elevates mandible. Then we have the buccinator. The buccinator is located on the molar region of the maxilla and mandible. It inserts into the orbicularis oris, and it compresses the cheeks. Then we have the sternocleidomastoid. The sternocleidomastoid is located on the manubrium of the sternum and clavicle. It inserts into the mastoid process of the temporal bone and the neutral line of the occipital bone. Next, we have the temporalis. The temporalis closes the jaw. Last but not least, we have the epicranius occipitalis. The epicranius occipitalis is located on the occipital and temporal bones. It inserts into the glia aponeurotica, and it also raises the eyebrow and wrinkles the forehead.
Okay, and I'm Danielle Lewis. I'll be telling you about some of the actions, origins, and insertions of the muscles on the arm. Okay, first we have the deltoid. This muscle abducts the humerus and flexes or extends the uterus. This is a site for injection. The origin of the deltoid is the lateral 1/3 of clavicle, the acromion and spine of the scapula. The insertion of the deltoid is the deltoid tuberosity of the humerus. Next we have the levator scapula, which is right here. The levator scapula elevates the scapula, and its origin is the transverse processes of C1 through C4. Its insertion is the medial border scapula superior to the spine. Then we have the biceps brachii. Here's the biceps brachii here. The biceps brachii flexes the forearm at the elbow. Its origin is the coracoid process, and its insertion is the radial tuberosity. Then we have the brachialis. The brachialis is here, kind of under the biceps brachii. It flexes the forearm at the elbow. And in the back, we have the triceps brachii. The triceps brachii, it extends the forearm at the elbow. The origin is the long head, inferior margin of glenoid cavity, and the insertion is the olecranon process of the ulna. Then we have extensors. Extensors are here, kind of at the back of the arm. There are several muscles on the dorsal surface of the forearm which extend either the wrist or the fingers. And here we have flexors. Flexors are several muscles on the anterior surface of the forearm which flex either the wrist or the fingers.
Hi, I'm Jessica. I'm going to be showing you some of the muscles and telling you about the actions and the insertions and stuff right here. First, we have the pectoralis major, which is located around the clavicle, sternum, the cartilage of the ribs 1 through 7, and the aponeurosis of the external oblique muscle. The insertions are the fibers coverage to insert by short tendons into interbrachial sulcus of the humerus, and the actions are it pulls the arms forward and across the chest. Then we have the pectoralis major, which is right here, and it pulls up the scapula forward and downward. It also raises the ribs. We have the rectus abdominis right here. Its origin is the pubic crest and symphysis. The insertion is the xiphoid process and the costal cartilages ribs number 5 through 7. The action, it tenses the abdominal wall and compresses the abdominal contents. We also have the serratus anterior, which is located right here. It pulls the scapula anteriorly and downward. We also have the internal intercostals, which are located right here in between the ribs, and it causes forceful exhalations. Next we have the internal oblique, which is located right here, and it tenses the abdominal wall and compresses the abdominal content. Next we have the iliacus, which is right here, and it flexes the thigh or the torso at the hip. We also have the psoas major, which is right here, and it flexes the thigh or the torso at the hip also. The iliopsis, it's just the compression of the iliacus and the psoas major muscles together. Then we have the transverse abdominis, which is located right here, and it tenses the abdominal wall and compresses the abdominal contents. Then, last but not least, we have the diaphragm, which is located right here, and it enlarges the volume of the thoracic cavity to cause inhalation.
My name is Charles, and I'm going to be showing y'all the action, origin, and insertion of the muscles on the back. We're going to start out with the trapezius. It's located right over here. The trapezius is located right here. Alright, the origin is from the occipital bone, spine to C7 in all thoracic vertebrae. The insertion is the acromion process and spinuous process of scapula, lateral third of clavicle. The action, several movements of the scapula is involved with rotation, elevation, and also depression. Alright, next we're going to do the infraspinatus. It's located right here. Alright, the origin, the action immediately laterally rotates the humerus. Alright, the next muscle that we have coming up is the tres major. It's located right here. It extends, adducts, and immediately rotates the humerus. The latimus dorsi is located right here. Its origin is the indirect attachment to spinuous process of lower 6 thoracic vertebrae, lumbar vertebrae, last 3 to 4 ribs, and iliac crest. Insertion is the floor of the interbicular solus of the humerus. The action extends and adducts the humerus, pulls shoulder down and back. Alright, next up we have the rhomboid major, which is right here. Raises and adducts the scapula. And last but not least we have tres minor. Laterally rotates the humerus.
Okay, thanks for watching
our
our
instructional video. Go AMP!
1, 2, 3.
Go AMP!
I was pointing my close.
I was like, wait, what are you doing? I thought you were gonna...
What?